Welcome back to Magicanotes and our, well, brand new, never before tried deck archetype we have here. So we are giving a shot to the Mill deck, rarely seen but often loved. So we have 3 Seer of the Last Tomorrow. It can hold down the fort, it can block, drop early blockers, and then hopefully also be a win condition. We have some other early action here, so we have some other Cunning Survivors, possible win con slash early blocker, some early counterspell action, and a whole lot of, well, I guess it would just be cycling cards. This is an attempt, an experiment, like, if Sacred Excavation isn't good in this deck, then it's not going to be good in any deck. We do have a fair number of cycling cards, like the true cycling cards, so not counting like halvesies like Tragic Lesson. You know, we have here. I guess Vile Manifestation technically cycles here. Desert of the Mindful. Curator of Mystery cycles if you need it. Lurching Rot Beast cycles. Wasteland cycles, yeah. So we have a solid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 9 cycling cards, which is pretty good. It still might be it still might not be enough for 2 Sacred Excavations. That means have to cycle every single time. Sacred Excavate on 4, i.e. take an entire turn off and bring back what we cycled, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what might go in. Do we want Sacred Excavation or do we want another unsummon? Kind of Consigned to Oblivion, kind of like grind some more. It's a really good question. Given the shortage of 2 drops, watch me as I double guess myself right here in the middle of it. Let's kind of put things back as to where we think we would cast them. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Whenever. Vile Manifestation. 3. High end. And later in the game. Compelling Argument is pushed later because it's not really what we want to do on turn 2. It's fine. Whereas, you know, Consigned to Oblivion, I think I'm perfectly happy just playing as early as possible, getting something in the graveyard for countervailing wins, and then maybe, hopefully, you know, milling them for 2 with the back half, with the Aftermath. Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs isn't great in here, but I think I'd rather pay 2 mana for an 0-4 rather than 3 mana for an 0-5. My 3 mana is, you know, it's a little more contested. Have some decent options there, but obviously it's a good sideboard. Wretched Camel can come in if necessary. Yeah, so I think we'll pull the second Sacred Excavation because I think we'll want to Consign to Oblivion more. Also, I realize I don't really have great defenses against a ramp deck. If they land their Colossal Bead, I kind of sit there and I stare at it. I don't have Endless Thirsts. I don't have, you know, this removal won't really finish it off, though it does make it a little more blockable. So I think this is what passes for my defense against the ramp. So yeah, I think we go into battle like this and we see what happens. Oh Lord. Do I want to be on the play? I don't think this deck does want to be on the play. I think I will be on the defensive. 2 good cards, early drop. I can cycle. I will keep this. Opponent mold to 6. We'll play the black first so we can cycle the Lurching Rot Beast. It's going to be a grindathon. Okay, that's good to know. I think we're definitely going to try to cycle just right now. No reason not to. Oh, I forgot to cycle. Well, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. Unless, of course, it totally does. Too busy typing to my nice opponent. Oh well. Okay, well, focus. I am focused like a laser. Next question is, assuming I draw a land, that I tried not to, I tried to cycle away, do I put the -1/-1 counter on the Amit? And I think I do. 3/2 is fine. Okay, well, we get bailed out here a little bit. Next question is with the last reckoning, do we want to keep building the board state? That is also an interesting question. We're not under pressure. We can cycle and then maybe cycle some more. I can cast him. Red-white Godpharaoh's faithful to Dagger of the Worthy. I'm not entirely sure what's happening over here with this deck, so I guess we will find out. Do I just want to go cycling for another land? I think he still has blockers. Yeah, I think we'll cycle. Remember, we are cycling. Yeah, because if we land Curator of Mysteries, that puts us in a pretty good place. It certainly demands an answer. Okay. So this looks like a very aggressive go wide type deck. He's got 3 cards right now. Okay, yep, makes sense. I assume he's probably going to attack. I'm certainly going to block. I'm not too worried about the afflict. He has more mana. Okay. I think, is this the point where I just cast Consign? I think this is a great place to cast Consign. It bounces. I still can do that. It's just kind of, things just kind of whiff all over the place. Wasted a turn. And let's just cycle while we're at it. Okay. Maybe I should have. Got a swamp. So with a swamp, I think it's we look to close out this game with Curator of Mysteries. The easy one is we just attack. Let's just cast you. And just see if he has an answer for a 4/4 flyer. So he has plenty of land. He's doing well there. Fine. Perfectly reasonable. Brings back his wall. He's at 28 cards, so we're looking at basically 8 activations of Seer of the Last Tomorrow. I feel this is a good... Is this where I want to kind of cast Tragic Lesson? He's also at 1 card in hand, and I'm at 5. Bantu's Last Reckoning isn't really good when I'm behind. I can Soul Stinger, lard up the Cunning Survivor, and just start bashing away with the 4 or 5. Kind of force him to come up with an answer to that. I don't hate that. Am I on the beatdown? I think I am on the beatdown. Okay, and we'll just say go there. Okay. Well, he has some. Do. Let's just attack and see what happens. I can keep developing my board, throw out a Baleful Ammit, and just finish off my own Cunning Survivor, leaving 2 mana up. 4/3 attacks pretty well into this board, and he's just drawing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Things get out of control, I guess I can always bond to, but it's kind of my last choice. He can throw his Dagger of the Worthy on the Gustwalker, but he has to exert it, so it's only 5 damage over 4 turns. Yeah. And I am lifelinking and attacking into it. Doesn't really bother me too much. If he does just straight up attack with it, I will... Okay. Yeah, he's exerting it, so... You got it, buddy. 5 in the air. If he wants to trade across here, that's fine. I'm not too worried about it. I mean, of all the creatures I'm perfectly happy to trade for. Hopefully he'll be smart and he'll exert it and just get a 1/1 out of it. Okay. Choices include making him discard that card, which I think, despite kind of being, it's a quasi 1-for-1, but that feels kind of good. Kind of make him drop it. Maybe it's something good, maybe it's not. Well, actually, I'm actually really glad I got rid of that. That would have been very hard for me to deal with. Okay, well, it'll be a good little trade-off. We'll see if I can get a unsummon or something similar. So he's definitely a faster deck, just with a 0-4 in it. Not the draw of my dreams. A River Serpent. I don't really want to discard a card, but we can certainly pull one up. Get a 4 mana back up. Get a River Serpent coming up. I think we just charge into it. Oh, it takes the block. I gain 4 life up to 20. I put him at 8. Another option is I could bond to here. Or I could not bond to. He has 1 card in hand. I have a River Serpent. Let's just... I kind of like bond toing here. Kabonk. And go. Oh, right. I don't get my lands back. I always forget about that. I mean, by always. It's the first time I've casted it, but that's a good card. I don't really have any 1 toughness creatures, but if he equips that, I guess I'll trade for the Serpent. I guess I can also put in a Cunning Survivor. Yeah, it's fine. Do I hold up Countervailing Winds? Because he does have a card. 3, which means I would just cast a Seer of the Last Tomorrow or a Cunning Survivor. I think we get the fatty on the field. It's kind of funny. I designed a mill deck. I drew 2 of my mill pieces, and I am not milling. Something for me to look into. Because now we are 7 activations. Really, realistically, 6 activations. Okay. I wonder if I could draw any more of those. I assume he has to block. I mean, he's not going to not block. Yeah. It's fine. Yep, good use. Getting some good value plays in. So one question is do I just start dumping Seers of the Last Tomorrow? I think I do. And do I keep up Countervailing Winds? I think I also do. There's no reason not to. All the cards I'm worried about, that is just not on the list. Still not on the list. Still has 2 cards in hand, which is kind of funny. Cast. And we will, so we can just, I just don't even care. So we'll discard Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs first. Still have good counter mana up. Let's have a couple of cards. Basically, we just don't want to draw anything that lets him beat us. If he wants to blow a trick on killing my Seer of the Last Tomorrow, I think that's A-okay. I think we play another Seer. I think we play another Seer of the Last Tomorrow. Just see what happens. Looks like it could be a good card. He does control a desert. He does with that. Yeah, that's a good enough thing to just counter that. We continue the grinding and say go. I think we hit him for 6 more. Say go. It's entirely possible just by attacking with the Seers of the Last Tomorrow. I could have, you know, won this game. But that's not the achievement, is it? Okay, so we are facing kind of a speedier deck, though with a very baffling 0-4 thrown in for reasons not entirely clear. Does that make the unsummons better or worse? I think it makes the unsummons worse. You kind of want to be able to just, he does have flyers, or a flyer at least. So I think I do like having, make sure we keep the shields up. I didn't see any combat tricks. So what, if anything, do I pull for the Moaning Wall? Do I like, Wasteland Scorpion maybe? I guess it doesn't really matter. Those are almost the same cards. It's good that we have Bontus is definitely what we want. Floodwaters is not what we want. Wretched Camel can be fine. I don't know, I feel like this deck is kind of designed. Do we want a... Yeah, I think this is fine against the speedier decks too. Yeah, let's just see how it goes. I assume he's going to be on the play since he is the faster deck. Let's see here. 2 lands, a sensor, which is great. I can cycle. I'm probably just gonna cycle that River Serpent just off the bat. So yeah, we'll keep this. See how this looks. Okay, well that's handy dandy. I think it means I'm slightly more prone to cycle the Lurching Rot Beast. Less good against. Wow, he does have that God Pharaoh's Faithful. Ooh, Curated Mystery. It's a nice pull. Okay, that's starting to get a little heavy on the land. I think we leave this up and we cycle the Desert of the Faithful if we don't censor. So, we'll call that a play. Top 3. Yes. Well, we're definitely censoring this. Yeah, that's a good... we don't need that. Cast. That's just an easy counterspell. Great. Okay, and we get our first Seer. We can also do the Desert of the Mindful. I think we just bring him into play. Ooh, Oracle's Vault. I do like this card, and I like this card in the aggressive decks because you just fearlessly use the first ability. Okay, well that is a danger to this deck because he might be able to go wide enough to overwhelm me. Can't rule that out. So let's just kind of bring up the Curator of Mysteries, see if he has his answer. I'm not particularly interested in doing more. Oh, goodbye, Gilded Ceradon. So he has 2 God Pharaoh's Faithful in this red-white deck. Not entirely sure what that is about. I can spike for 2 if I keep Countervailing Winds up. Well, let's just first jab in for 4. I am not above. So the next question is, do I start getting a little friskier with the Cunning Survivor? He's going to gain an awful lot of life. Or do I start... I think I keep Desert of the Mind. I think I cycle and I cycle. And I start milling. Yeah, cycle, mill, go. This also has a virtue of like hand countervailing. I can spike for 2 if he gets a good card, though frankly I haven't seen that many good cards. He keeps oracles vaulting. Huh. Huh. That's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and cycle this right now. I like that because I'll just cast that. I'll keep that on top of the library. I'm going to draw it. And do that. I think we can go ahead and get rid of Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. Do I want the 5th mana? I think I do want the 5th mana. That's fine. Okay. With this, go ahead and go for simultaneous win conditions because I have no idea what, if any, answers he has for the Curative Mysteries now that its Puncturing Blow is out. That's probably worth it. Just Sambla. Okay, I think we'll just keep this up and just keep going on Seer the Last Tomorrow train. Hey, I'm upstairs. He has 3 cards. I have no idea how many. He has a Gust Walker. I guess I could buy a turn. I guess he does gain 2 life every time he casts a spell. That's pretty funny stuff. So I suppose I shouldn't go all the way. He is going to be drawing 2 cards a turn. So yeah. I think that is definitely something I want to keep on the top. Okay. Can do that. Okay, well, got all the lands. That was really helpful. But I guess we can certainly mill one of those pretty safely, so we are done. Okay, so he has 3 cards in hand. He's going to be able to be drawing 2 cards a turn. Yeah. That will be will turn into trouble. But he is going to gain a lot of life off of these God Pharaoh's Faithful. He's drawing 2 cards. Do not feel under pressure. I do feel like I can keep milling him. 5, 6. He does have a Gilded Cerodon. Okay. I just realized that the Seer the Last Tomorrow, the synergy here is pretty good. We'll discard a U. We probably don't want more swamps. Mill them again and go. Sacred Excavation. What if anything do I even want to get? Well, first let's play the good card. Actually, let's attack first. I want to make sure I don't get, I'm outside of alpha risk, but I'm still at 20. So. Ha! That's a pretty funny one. So, the cards I assume he's going to put Torrent Venom in 1. I'd be pretty interested to see how he splits these up. It's funny, I didn't think this would be a deck that puts a lot of pressure on the life total, but here's Torrent Venom. That's actually probably quite real. Seriously? I'm not even sure if I want Bondu's Last Reckoning right now. I will take that, my friend. Oh, he hasn't finished. Hasn't finished yet. Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy, these two. This is how it stands right now. I definitely take the pretty good removal. I think Bondu's Last Reckoning is just, I have my powerhouses up. Okay. And we are done. Yeah, Oracle's Vault. It's a good card. Of course, what's kind of funny, it does actually kind of mill him pretty quickly. If he wants to cast 2 spells to get rid of my Seer of the Last Tomorrow. Or, so 6, I think it's just 6 damage. I think this is a pretty easy 6. So I have 5 turns left here. I have 3 turns left there. I have a River Serpent. I have Shenanigans, and I have more Shenanigans that I can use to do it. Still damage, buddy. I'm not sure. It's a lot of mana. Supply Caravan. Good card. It's getting wider. Okay. What, if anything, am I most worried about? This guy's kind of a pain. So we were on the instep. Okay, so news that is good is I can option 1, I can sit back, I can unsummon you, I can hammer you in the air, and I can Torrent Venom if he gets another blocker out. Just force him to discard that. What are we looking at for an alpha? He does not have the go wide ability, but it does exist. So that would give him a fair amount. I think we unsummon that Ceradon. I guess we could get rid of that. No, the creatures are the bigger risk here. Just get rid of whatever's in his hand. Killed the Ceradon on the plains. That was super useful. We still have 1 blocker. He goes to 3. Okay. I have a torrent of venom. He can't, but this air guy doesn't block. Oh, I did mill out his Shafet Dunes. That's nice. Oh, and I milled out his Gust Walker. Okay. And round one. Okay, so I'm still awkwardly straddling the win with a big flying creature, which I have 2 of, or try to mill him out. But it's it's draft. It's not going to be as tight as a constructed deck. So okay, thank you very much for watching.